So once we have all of our ingredients out, I just move them all to the side and get out my KitchenAid. I do not know what make or model this is, but I will have a KitchenAid link down below. I got it on Black Friday on sale like 5 years ago, and I've just had it since then. And the first thing that we do to make the banana bread is we peel our bananas from the peel. We peel the bananas from the peel. I don't know how to say that, but yeah, peel your bananas. And I forgot to get vanilla extract, so I went and got that out. And then I just mix this on low until the bananas are like smashed. And you can mush them with a fork, but I feel like the mixer gets a very good mash and I don't have to do any work. So then I add sugar. I mean, contrary to popular belief, even if you use super ripe bananas, it's still important to add sugar to your banana bread. Don't underestimate the amount of sugar that you're gonna need. Then 2 eggs. You only need 1 egg if you're making a single recipe, but I'm making a double recipe, so I use 2. Then we got some vanilla. And then I look up how many tablespoons are in 2/3 cup of olive oil because I couldn't find my third of a cup, so I had to use my tablespoon measurement. So yeah, that's why I was like up in the camera like that, because my Siri wasn't working. She just did not want to cooperate with me. So I had to look it up by hand. And then I put in the salt, the baking soda, and the baking powder before the flour. Like, I know some people say mix the dry ingredients together and then put the flour, but I put in the salt, baking soda, baking powder before I put in the flour, and I like mix it into the wet mixture. And then we just go ahead and put in the flour. And then I just pulse it a little bit to mix in the flour without it going everywhere. And then once it's done, I just go, you're supposed to use a spatula for this, but I just used a spoon and I scraped down the sides and then mixed it for a little bit more. And then I also taste the batter, because if it doesn't taste right when it's batter, it's not going to taste right when it's fully cooked. And I haven't died yet, so I must be doing something right. And then I just take off the excess batter from the mixer thingy, and I get my little bread containers out. I got these from like Walmart like a couple years ago, and they've worked perfectly fine. And then I finally get a spatula out because I need to use that to like spoon the batter out evenly amongst the 2 containers and like get it off the sides and stuff. And I didn't want to use a spoon for that for some reason. I also tap out the excess air, as you just saw me do, and I use parchment paper to line my sheets. You can use like spray oil or even just regular like olive oil or vegetable oil or whatever to coat your pans, but parchment paper is so easy because you can just lift the banana bread when it's done out of the pan, and the pan is basically clean, but I do wash it. I like to fight a little dirty, baby. So then before I take my banana bread and put it in the oven, I make sure that the oven is clear before I preheat it, because we are an immigrant household and the oven is storage in this house. And I also forgot to tell you guys in the beginning to preheat your oven to 350, because I always forget to do it even when I'm baking. So this is your reminder: if you're making this recipe, preheat your oven to 350. And then this is how the containers look before they're cooked, and now I'm just putting them in the oven. So at first when I was putting them in, I was like, oh, I'm gonna put them on the bottom rack, and I did that for a second, but then I realized, wait, I kind of want them to be on the top rack because I didn't think that they would rise correctly. So you see, here's me going back and putting them on the top rack because I am indecisive. Now we're actually closing the oven. And I set a timer. So the first timer I put to 20 minutes, but in the end this banana bread took about 40 minutes to cook. And this is how it looks like when she's all done. Look at that, look at that. And you can check for doneness by putting a toothpick or a sharp knife through it. And as you can see, look at how easily that banana bread is coming out of the parchment paper. And I just take a sharp knife and I use that to cut the banana bread into thin little slices. Now, preferably you might want to let your banana bread cool for a little bit before you cut into it. But for the purpose of this video, I just cut my banana bread to kind of show you guys how it looks like. As you can see, it's like kind of falling apart because it was so hot. If you're making this at home, just let it cool for like 5-10 minutes before you try cutting into it. So yeah. So yeah, this is the finished product. You can pair it with some coffee like me or tea, and that's it.